have you learned? I was programmed to beat you.
till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Aurora immer noch. Ja, erstmal Varus.
Tante bei mir.
The bench is top and but he's just as silent. But he is enough to hunt the crocodile. He can
Oh my god, what a good play!
beautiful session. Oh, but in time, he has not a next target. Blaze. Oh my. That's beautiful, boy.
Yeah, good shit, man.
Let's go.
Try and secure that. Jägerbomb does land a knock up in the impale from Shy. Doesn't find any targets, but Torment gets hit up with the deadly flourish. And oh my god, that is a bit of a whiff on the combo throw Itchy and Loco, as they did not try to catch anyone. They went for somewhat of a TikTok looking play, and they just look like absolute clowns.
Okay, nice try. Nice trigger. It's like an look on body trust.
Hey, I exhausted the damage dealer. When?
It was going too well.
The Yasuo.
Go stand.
I wonder
Surprise come
who plays this
So-
Senna as well.
Meanwhile,
Are we playing Senna Seraphine?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
Senna.
Okay.
Nah, you're Seraphine, brother.
I'm not playing if I'm Seraphine.
Okay, we got him out, boys. Get
I'm
cheeky in
go-
here.
If I'm playing Seraphine, I'm going full crit attack speed. I can already say that to you.
Probably still better than lose.
Oh.
Welcome, everyone, to the SLE. We've got a great matchup for you today. We've got Black Flag Sailors versus Donkey from Shrek. I'm Shade. I'm joined by my co-caster, Olivam, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Introduce yourself, my
Oliver.
friend.
Yeah, everyone. I'm Oliver. Cast for the second time today. I'm really excited to get into this match with two of our highest ranked teams. They both have a 3-1 record, which puts them well in the top 8 of the league. And just looking forward to what we see from them, what they can do, and how they play.
Yeah, it should be quite an exciting matchup here. I mean, Black Flag Sailors are playing with a roster quite adjusted from what they've been playing with so far this split. I mean, they have their support and top in the same roles that they've usually had, but jungler is, I think, their usual ADC, or maybe no, it's a sub. Their jungler is a sub for this, and their mid and ADC are off roll for this game. Jesus, we're flying through the bans here.
Great rating the bans, and so far I'm seeing the Seraphine ban from Donkeys from Shrek, which is a key one, I think, because their bot lane looks like a Seraphine Senna kind of play setup, and that's been really strong, I think, in the SLE so far. And we got the Jinx locked in straight away.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised to see. I've seen the Fiddlesticks banned quite a lot, so Panda seems to be quite a Fiddle main. They've had the Amumu early picked in a lot of their games, and the Jarvan's come out as well from Donkeys from Shrek, which has also been quite a staple. It's been banned away most of their games.
This is very fast. Can we get him to slow down a bit? I want to talk about this Vayne. I didn't see it turn up when I was doing the research. I did see that ADC played Karthus last week, so he's definitely kind of prone to some interesting picks, but straight away looking in the Vayne to try and counter the Jinx, which is a really interesting one. Two hyperscalers, very different play styles, but can both have a huge impact in the late game.
Very interesting to see Vayne so early in the draft, and it seems like the Poppy is not going to be. I guess they've got a double flex here. I mean, the brand could go support or jungle, or even potentially mid. Poppy potential triple flex as well between top jungle and support. So quite interested to see where either of these champs will go.
Yeah, Denza did play Brand, I think, last week, but he was the jungler then. He's the mid laner now, so it'll be interesting to see if he's going to try and transition that.
It's true, actually, yeah. Apart from the one series Denzer did get the Brand, he completely popped off on it and has been banned since then, I believe.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was against KA Italy, I believe.
Italy, yeah, that's correct, indeed, yeah.
And then we have the Melio locked in to support the Vayne. My notes against the support is Melio plus tanks. So Melio, I think, is only enchanter. It was a biggest play rate champ actually, and I think biggest win rate as well. So it's interesting to see what he does with that.
Yeah, no, I know the support from Donkeys from Shrek pretty well, and he went on an absolute monster climb this split from platinum up to diamond, mostly playing Melio. Absolutely dominated, 66% overall win rate on that pick. Surprised it wasn't banned away for this game, but
not bad.
We'll have to see if he
can perform.
Yeah.
Answered by the Alawi for Arc 6 or Linus. I don't know what he goes by these days, but Alawi is definitely high up on his prio list. He looks like he's a bit of a monster on it, and he loves playing strong side top. So that's going to be an interesting tour to watch.
Quite the signature pick for him. The Veigar blind pick seems like here. So I mean, I still can't 100% say for certain where this Brand and Poppy are going to go between jungle and support. So that flex is still open. I'm honestly not sure where.
Yeah, but I think we can say it's not going in the mid because Vex is one of Denza's most played, and that definitely wouldn't go jungle support. So definitely not Brand in the mid lane. Probably think it's going in the jungle, but I really couldn't see much about this jungler. But Brand did not look like the playstyle of their support.
Annie 5th pick here as a counter into Vex. It's been picked before in this tournament by Donkey from Shrek 2. I had an insane performance versus Ari. I can't remember exactly what team it was that they played versus. It would have been Dark Horse Vikings on that one. So we'll see if it continues with the same success rate here.
Yeah, it's not been in the meta for a while. I saw it was ranked quite highly on some of the kind of world tier lists that have been popping out. It's hard to say. I like the champ. It's one of the first champs that I played a ton of. So I definitely have a soft place in my heart for it. But it's arguably a bit one-dimensional in terms of excitement and kind of making an exciting game to watch, but it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I don't know how the matchup goes, but I assume it's good into Vex. You don't have any of the kind of dash abusing that Vex is so good at with Annie. You know, she's pretty straightforward, just gonna flash on you and stick a bear on your head.
Yeah, I'm a mid laner myself, but I'm honestly not too familiar with either of these champs, so I genuinely don't know how this matchup goes. In my head, Vex should be pretty decent, but if Annie can just tank the burst, then it should be Annie favored, but we'll have to see how that one goes. Top lane, I feel like the Alawi is gonna struggle a bit later on in the game, but it should be a really strong laning phase for the Alawi here. I mean, 2 melee champs, exactly what you want to see if you're playing as Alawi. If they jump on top of you, you're just going to slaughter them in the with all the tentacles. That should be nice.
And exactly what you want to see as Brand in that situation as well. You're just going to be able to layer so much damage over them if any of these kind of topside fights break out. But really, you probably are just going to leave Alawi to her own devices to build her own lead.
Yeah, I'm expecting it's probably going to be quite a bit. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to move away from that, so you finished the fight.
I was also going to move away from. I was going to say I'm expecting there to be quite a bit of action in the bottom side from. Well, I imagine Black Flag Sailors are going to want to shut down this Vayne Milio from free scaling. So they might pose quite a threat in the late game if left unchecked.
It's quite a statement to lock that Vayne in so early. It's not the ADC that they started the season with. They changed it after week 1. They must not have been very happy with their ADC's performance. And since they brought him in, he has had like an interesting game on Carthus spot, but then had a Zaya game where he went 20-1. So clearly not afraid to put his carry pants on and take over a game. It's going to be interesting to see if he can have a 20 kill game on Vayne. I look forward to seeing it if he does.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of insider information on the Donkeys from Shrek ADC. I think in week 1 he wasn't high enough level to play in the tournament, so he lost 400 LP roughly trying to reach a level that's acceptable to play in SLE. So I think that's why they used I think it was Incisor for week 1 of the split. But I mean, speaking to Panda, the captain of Donkeys from Shrek, he's said that their ADC and their bot lane in general is their biggest strong point. So we'll be interested. And I mean, exactly as you said, dropped 20 kills in their last game, which is unbelievable. I believe that was versus Slim Odds. So
okay. Slim Odds one of the lowest ranked teams in the league. I don't think they picked up a win yet, so perhaps that is a bit of a kind of not a true display of his skill against some of the higher ranked bot lanes in here. So this will be an interesting test for him for his second week in the SLE.
Yeah, I know Slim Odds, to me at least in my head, are quite a top-sided team. But yeah, exactly as you say, I'd like to see if he can keep up his performance going into this series as well. And also, I've also been told by the Donkeys that they did drop a game to the Dark Horse Vikings, and they think people are doubting them a bit too much in these in their performance so far in the SLE. They've been laughing a bit about some of the rankings they've gotten in the tier list that have been put out, and I think they're viewing themselves as the true dark horse of the tournament.
Okay, well, this is the perfect kind of stage for them to prove it. Black Flag Sailors are a kind of staple of this league. I think their top laner maybe even owns it. So really, if you show up here, people are going to start noticing and definitely move you up into the top higher ranks of the tier lists.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm excited to see how some of these players perform, because I recognize the mid and support from Donkeys from Shrek as previous Balance League players. I'm interested to see how they perform, because this is a bit higher level of tournament than Balance League, so it'll be nice to see how they adapt and perform. I mean, so far it's been pretty decent. And Black Flag have been around for at least since the last split. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't been around for so long in this tournament, and there's quite a few familiar names. I mean, they're a group of friends. It seems like been told they hang out a lot in real life. So, and I've also been told that the prediction from Linus is that Denzer will absolutely dominate the mid lane in this series. So I'm very excited to see this.
Okay, that's big words, because it sounds like it was the donkey from Shrek in the mid lane, who is the namesake for the team, that will be pushing that they are one of the best teams. So that's going to be the one to watch, I think. Annie versus Vex sounds like it could be explosive in either direction. And it sounds like we're about to get into the game, so... Or maybe not.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think both of the players, both of the mid laners from these teams have quite counter pick heavy champions. I feel like they both favor getting the later pick in draft, so we'll see. We'll see if Donkey from Shrek 2 can use that in his favor, or if Denzer can really dominate the mid lane, as Linus was telling me. Then, even with a blind pick, I think is really good prospects for the second game of the series.
And we now have confirmation that there is going to be the Poppy in the bot lane as support, which is what we did suspect. There's quite a lot to block to keep the Jinx safe. You know, you stop the Jarvan EQ, he's left having to straight up ult the Jinx, to which he can flash out of, so that does provide her with a relative amount of safety from the Jarvan, as Jinx is usually a bit of a less mobile, more vulnerable pick to the Jarvan. But if you're flashing out of the Cataclysm, then you're opening yourself up to a flash Tibbers from the Annie. So there is some threat onto the Jinx, but the Poppy will provide a modicum of resistance to that. But other than that, it looks like BFS. I don't really know how this team fight goes with the Vex. The Jinx suggests you want to kind of set up in a back to front, but the Vex wants to dive in. The Brand also likes to play back a bit, and the Poppy to keep them both safe. So it'll be interesting to see how Vex navigates these fights.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see, because I mean, as Vex, you could play it either way. I mean, obviously, the ideal way is to dive into the backline, really. But yeah, I mean, maybe they might also be using the Vex as a further form of disengage against the Jarvan to keep their Jinx safe. We'll have to see how that turns out. At the moment, both junglers got to be pathing down to bot lane. So as I suspected, there may be some early action. We'll have to see what happens on the Scuttle Crab here. At the moment, it looks like it's quite favored for Black Flag Sailors as a priority in both bot and mid lane, taking favorable trades, especially in mid.
Yeah, even though you have the double range. Oh, as the top lane is popping off a bit. Alawi just dominating and making their presence known.
Ooh. Oh, big gank from Panda, 3 camps into mid. Moppo's looking to chase here, but Donkey from Shrek 2 just doing his best to disincentivize that by constantly trading. Wow. I actually was surprised to see how this went, because from what I saw on the minimap here, Denzer was hard winning these trades, but Panda found a really nice angle to get a gank off here, and he even managed to trade flashes, and still, I mean, they're a flash ahead because Moppo also flashed to try and finish off Panda here. So
and that's a great start from Donkey from Shrek. And Denzer perhaps getting a bit humbled from his strong words pre-game to instantly die level 3 is it's interesting, and that's great to see. I love to see, you know, a pushing mid laner. He's trying to exert his dominance, but the jungler picks up on that. He gives himself a bit of an inefficient clear. He's going to be a bit behind on the clear, like you can see. The Brand's already finishing up, and the Jarvan's still got 2 camps to go. But he's given his team a great start to this game at a sacrifice of a bit of his efficiency. So good for him.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what will happen in the coming seconds. We've got a slight pause in the action. Not sure what this is over. Maybe Denzer maybe rage quitting the game after this one. Not entirely sure, but apparently it's due to support ping issues. But I would say any excuse. If I was tilted, I would drop any excuse to try and get me out of the game for a little bit.
I don't think anyone's going to be that tilted yet, you know. It's a bit of a shame, but
yeah,
it's still recoverable.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, it's nowhere near game over yet. I'm interested to see what will happen as a result of this, though, because as you pointed out, Panda gave himself quite an inefficient clear, or a slightly less efficient clear, to be able to get this gank off. So it could mean that now, with the extra time that Brand has, he's able to get in a gank before a gank bot lane before Jarvan's able to finish his clear and react, or use his extra level to maybe even run into Jarvan's jungle and bully him off of the camps. But
Yeah, I don't think
that's
we'll see him
what
go
it
into the jungle, but we did see that the bot lane of Black Flag Sailors is constantly pushing in, so maybe they see the Jarvans feeling a bit antsy early on and wanting to get another gank off, and Brand sitting in ahead ready to counter gank. That could be something, but I'm sure Jarvan would be more than aware that that's on the table.
Yeah, yeah. I'll use this small bit of time to give some more leaks of the conversations I've had. I've been told that the donkeys from Shrek 2 have a bit of a cook in their team. Their top laner, Pekka, is described by the Captain Panda as the Gordon Ramsay of the team. He adds a little bit of spice to some of their drafts, and while it almost never works out, the times it does, they're kind of adding up some secret weapons to be used later down the line. So they might not be polished enough yet for this series, but I'm sure they'll be sharpening those weapons for later down the line and into playoffs.
Yeah, it's definitely a good toolkit to have. I'm looking at his OPGG and I'm seeing his most played is Briar. It does look like he plays some jungle as well, so I'm not guaranteeing that's in the top. I can't see any specific games, but a flex pick like that could be very interesting and could definitely fake out some counter picks in the top lane. Sounds like we're getting back into the game.
Back into the game here, yeah.
Oh, I was wrong actually. It looks like there is an angle for a Brand gank. There's no vision from donkeys either.
Yeah, not a singular bit of vision here, despite being pushed up, and yeah, Zikan just getting locked down here. Brand looking for the stun here, trying to find an angle. Zikan flashes out, barely gets out of range of the stun there. They should be able to get out, but Moppa might be in a bit of trouble now. Panda flag and drags in. Moppa's got no flash available. Zikan, or Jada picks up the kill there. Zikan's looking for more. Does Panda have the flag and drag up again? Not quite available again, but oh no, Noir Tempest stepping up a bit greedy here. Does manage to get the barrier burned. Oh, Burns trades.
Oh, he's gonna get two!
It's an absolute disaster for donkeys from Shrek here. It was looking so good for them. Really nicely held flash from Noir Tempest there.
Look at the size of this wave as well. Jada's gonna have to stop it pushing in.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't stop it pushing in, it will deny Noir from
getting
could die here. Oh yeah, he might die here from the minion damage. See if Noir is able to land a follow-up W to be able to chase down here. Barely misses, but now he's forced to stay in lane just to clear out this wave. I mean, no way that this can be stopped, but we'll be on the map quite a bit later as a result of this.
Well done to Jaded. He did manage to hold up the wave before it hit the turret and saved pretty much all of that for him.
Yeah, Panda getting invaded here. Ictus getting barely missing the stun, but Moppo managing to land the combo. Not gonna actually result in anything, but the Raptor is able to be taken away. Nice roam here from Ictus, recognizing that he doesn't need to be in the bot lane because Nora's not going to be there for quite a while, so he's got some free time. He's heading towards the top lane now, but Cho's already recalled.
Yeah, it was a great use of his time. Jaded used this time to hold up the wave for his bot lane, which opens up the map to be exploited by the Poppy. Such an impactful champion level 3. You saw Panda expertly avoiding Poppy's W there to make sure he had his EQ to get away, otherwise he would have been caught out and chain CC'd by the Brand.
Yep. And now
they have
another response from donkeys from Shrek here, using the fact that they know the Poppy's in the top side to sneak off a dragon here with the extra pressure they've got in the bot lane. Maybe even looking for a kill on mid here. Donkey from Shrek 2 dropping an auto attack, showing him who's boss.
The Melio roam not quite as impactful as the Poppy. But yeah, great job securing the grubs from the Brand here, who loves to get those early on. He can AoE them down really effectively, kill them all, and just secure that in exchange for the dragon.
Yeah, you see Poppy constantly roaming here. Jinx left on a bit of an island, maybe.
The Jinx ult
rocket coming up.
Oof.
Doesn't hit Donkey from Shrek 2 here. Just flies off the map, and Noir Tempest actually doing a decent job of keeping up in farm here, despite the fact he's been on his own for quite some time now. Even massively ahead in XP because of this.
Yeah, level 6, well ahead of the Vayne. And as the dust settles, it does look about a 500 gold lead for Donkeys from Shrek.
Yeah,
with those 2 kills.
Then again, I mean, it's looking like at the moment Act 6 Beatrice is going to be picking up some plates for free here. Able to set up a bit of a proxy as Brand is going for another counter jungle. Really amazingly done by Mopo here. He's playing the map really well. Always creating a lot of pressure for the Jarvan here. Stealing away some camps when he can.
Yeah, and he has realised that Alawi has the crazy advantage in this top lane, that he's managed to build himself completely on an island. Just does not look fun for the Cho'Gath. It's going to be a while before he can make an impact on this game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if I mean, I'm interested to see how the Alawi will do later on in the game. I mean, for the laning phase, for sure, it is absolutely, I would say, dominating this Cho'Gath, and it's only going to get more painful as the Alawi gets more items. But we'll have to see how it transitions later on, especially with this lead, this Vayne getting quite a decent CS lead here. Let's see if they can perform in the late game as well. I mean, they've got an Enchanter with them, makes it quite a bit easier, although Dark Seal being picked up by the Milio here. Out for blood. That's Milio.
Yeah, I have played a Vayne into an Alawi, and I have been quite far ahead before, but really struggled with the Alawi because it does feel like your range's Vayne does falter a little bit, and it plays into Alawi's strength with her E, and if you can hit that E, then you are going to die very quickly. But you do have the Milio with you here, which does give you that extended range, does give you movement speed, so it should be pretty helpful. Maybe even his ult gets rid of the Alawi E, but I'm not sure actually that would be a thing.
And they're just doing a little slap of Victus there, making sure, just making his presence known, to be honest, as he secures the bottom scuttle here. No camps to be taken on his top side yet, so Mopo not going to be absolutely terrorizing the Jarvan's jungle at the moment. It's seen on the ward from P.E.K.K.A as well, so should be safe from any ganks. Doubt there's going to be a dive angle. Yeah, Mopo just really gone.
Yeah, actually, if you were the Cho'Gath there, you would really want some kind of reprieve from your jungler, but as you pointed out in Champ Select, Jarvan into Alawi is not what you want to see there, and I don't think he could do anything to make it better. In fact, he would probably just die and feed the Alawi even more.
Yeah. I'm interested. This Bobby really is spending a lot of time away from bot lane, but it's creating a lot of pressure for the other lanes. Here, it's just Ictus just running around the map every time, and now Donkey from Shrek too, walking up, trying to get a trade here, trying to bait into their support in the bush.
Milio is here too.
Is playing quite respectfully. Yeah, Milio gets knocked into the wall. Max ulti just whiffs, and the flash doesn't quite go over the wall there, but Denzer now flashing over. Zikan on the back looking for Mopo, but looks like nothing's really going to come of it. So Jaded uses both summoners, but trades Denzer and Mopo's flash here.
That was a big miss from the Vex ult there.
Now, oh, really nice flash tibbers from the Annie here as Zikan's going in with the Vayne ulti, just taking him down one after another. Panda on the backside as well, taking out the Brand as they managed to secure the last grubs, and now the Alawi might be falling. Bit overextended here, we'll have to see if they're able to make it out in time. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, checking the other bushes. Vayne really does not want to phase check into this Alawi, so the Alawi is able to recall safely out of them. This P.E.K.K.A is just running down. Or Tempest now. Have to see if he can land another Rupture here. Flashes in. Does manage to land it. Nora Tempest still has his flash available.
Oh, the barrier!
Blown. Very well timed to avoid the Cho'Gath feast there.
Incredibly well played to escape. Saves his flash as well, so he really knew what he was doing there. No one saw that. And wow, that was a great impact from the Annie. Making that first flash tibbers to count, punishing the missed Vex ult and the missed execution earlier from Black Flag Sailors. Really just solidifying a good early game lead for Donkeys for Shrek, other than the fact that they are losing in gold now, which I didn't notice, but it must be that first power on the Alawi.
Yeah, the plates are going to have a really big impact here. I mean, they also got 3 plates off of the bot lane tower, where Nordtampers, despite being alone in the bot lane the entire lane, has barely had any damage done to his tower here. And
Black Flag Sailors did get the 4 grubs, so they are going to have a really strong push with this Alawi. Just one shots the tower out almost.
Yeah, tier 2 top lane tower falling at 12 minutes into the game. You do not see that too often.
Can we see?
Donkey from Shrek 2 using his lead now to absolutely take over the mid lane as well. Hacker is just getting ran down here. Is going to require some help from the team at some point here, but at the moment he's just suffering. I mean, it's a bit too early in for people to be rotating too much, so I'm afraid he's just going to have to suffer for a bit longer, but it should be a massive gold lead on the Alawi. I mean, 45 CS.
Yeah, can we get a quick look at the gold lead, actually? Oh my god, almost double, 6,000 to 3,000. Yeah. Okay. If this was my top player, he would have AFK'd and left the game by now.
Really insane movement here from Donkey from Shrek 2. Almost managed to escape that one, as Poppy managed to find just barely the perfect angle for the dash into stun there. Really nicely done from Ictus here.
I do want to raise one thing. Every time we look at the map, it looks like Brand is stealing an entire half of Jarvan's jungle, but he has kept up in farm. Oh, we got to play here.
Oh, 2-6. Idris getting a TP flank here onto Zekan, who's at 0 mana, should just be falling here for free, and Jaded's just gonna wander away there. Keep his singular Dark Seal stack intact, just in case.
Alawi flashing straight in there, not messing around, wanted to kill the Vayne, didn't want the Vayne Milieu to have a chance to get what must be a sizable shutdown on him.
Yeah.
He's really starting to exert his pressure across the map.
Rift Herald looking to go down here. I mean, at the moment, it's going to be tough for Packer to have much impact until, I mean, he hasn't completed an item yet, just doing his best to farm up as best he can at the moment to try and stabilize his way back into this game. And Linus, Arc6 Beatrice looking to use that time that he's created to snowball the rest of the map and shut down Zekan from getting too far ahead on the Vayne.
Yeah, so it's really back and forth game here, but Black Flag Sailors are really starting to solidify this lead up at almost 3k now. They are 2 dragons down, so it's going to be interesting to see how the fights around that goes. They do have some really good tools on Donkeys from Shrek to set up for those dragon fights, to pick the Jinx, kill the Vex, and really just have the Alawi left to deal with, who is not the best at the big 5v5 fights. Although when she's this far ahead, she is still going to have a big impact.
For sure. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how the next 2 dragon fights are going to go. I mean, it's a minute 30 till the next dragon. I wonder if Black Flag Sailors will commit Arc6 Beatrice down to this dragon fight, and if that will be the difference maker for their team. At the moment, Panda, deep in enemy lines, has to flash out here. Ictus, oh, nicely done from Jade.
Another mixed Vexel.
Yeah, pushes the Poppy back here so that Jarvan can flag and drag out of there. But Jarvan going in on his own, maybe a bit too deep here. But Shrek gets another massive ultimate here, but looks like nothing's actually going to come of it. That's a lot of cooldowns burned for a minute before the dragon. Black Flag Sailors might be able to, should have the time to recall and recover for the dragon, and be able to use their cooldown advantage potentially to get this dragon, but they are going to be dropping the tier 1 mid tower, which opens up the map a ton for Donkeys from Shrek here.
Yeah, so you're right, they do get some reward from that play. It was a lot of damage, they did get some good ults in, but that is where you see the kind of Vayne AD carry really not able to support that kind of team fight with a big amount of damage on the Annie's stun targets. He was a bit stuck hitting one target at a time and not able to kill either of them.
Alright, actually able to trade back the mid tower here, and they're seeming to get complete control of the bot jungle here of Donkeys from Shrek. And this should be their dragon if they want it. See if any fight breaks out here, but I think with the cooldowns that they don't have... Oh, nice ulti from Moppo, doing quite a lot of damage to Paka as Panda jumps in, trying to disincentivize Moppo from going any further, but Paka still drop into the Leandri's burn. Really nice ulti for... Oh, it wasn't even an ulti from Moppo. Really nice damage from Moppo, taking down the Cho'Gath there. It was slightly out of position.
Yeah, the Cho'Gath who's so far behind cannot be having a fun time in this game. And like you say, it was Donkeys using all their cooldowns a minute before the dragon, meaning they weren't able to convert that objective. So now they have lost the early win condition of having that soul, and it will be an infernal soul, a very impactful one.
Yeah, but well noticed and punished by Black Flag Sailors. I mean, not only did they convert it into using their herald to get the mid-tier 1, managed to get a pick, get the mid-tier 2, and still secure the dragon. It's not often that you see people really pushing their lead as much as possible. But this team, and they didn't push it too far either. It's not that they stayed after the dragon. They made sure to get their resets in, use the gold that they had earned. So very well played from Black Flag here.
Yeah, well played. But interesting, it's only translated to a 4,000 gold lead now. So it's a very significant lead, but definitely not yet out of reach for Donkeys from Shrek.
As we saw Jaded there, stepping up a bit far on his own to try and get a ward here, punished by Moppo hiding away in the bush. As Moppo and Ictus this game are... It's exactly like you said earlier. I'm actually really surprised that Panda's able to keep up so well in farm, because it feels like Moppo and Ictus are just completely taking over Donkeys from Shrek jungle at every moment.
Yeah, it's very impressive. He's kept up in levels as well. Yeah, don't know how he's done it, but impressive.
I want whatever he's been drinking in the jungle here. He's been having some extra elixirs, let's say. So you see 2 people having to be committed to defend Arc 6 Beatrice's push here. I mean, that's just as a result of how much he's been able to snowball himself. I mean, a 1-0-1 scoreline, but doesn't seem like a lot, but good CS. They've got all the plates on the tier 1 top tower, got the tier 2 top tower, and yeah, now it's just becoming more and more difficult for Donkeys from Shrek to actually deal with him as a singular.
Yeah, I think we could maybe give him credit for the tier 1 bot tower as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's really going to rely on this Vayne to reach some incredible levels and incredible mechanics to turn this one back into Donkey's favour. I'm just going to have a quick look and see what his history with Vayne is, see if there's anything to get excited about.
You don't want to look at Zkan's OPGG as we see Aka teleporting in between Arc 6 Beatrice here. Does manage to land the rupture, silenced, stunned as well, completely CC locked, flash, ulti flashes in, but it's not enough. But
yeah, the Baron on the other side of the map.
Bot lane here, Black Flag Sailors correctly respawn, just immediately start the Baron. They were ready for it. They knew exactly what they needed to do, and they should be able to pick up this Baron just for their top laner's life and flash. And excellent response from Black Flag Sailors.
Yeah,
seems
definitely.
It seems like every single play that Donkeys from Shrek goes for, Black Flag Sailors have the perfect answer almost every single time, and it's yeah, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah, they thought they'd finally caught Beatrice out on an overextending mission, but I'm sure he realised it was exactly when the Baron had spawned that he took that step forward. And his team were able to take that objective really fast. They have the Brand, they have the Jinx, both excellent fast Baron takers. So that is going to be a threat for the rest of this game. You need multiple people to go and kill the Alawi, but if he does it in the right time, in the right place, there's definitely objectives that you can take on the other side of the map. And Black Flag Sailors seem more than willing to do that. It is a shame the Alawi won't have the Baron though, I'm sure he would have loved that.
It is great. I mean, this is just everywhere on the map, and it must feel terrible because it feels like Ictus can walk wherever he wants to, whenever he wants to. But Jaded, as soon as he oversteps even slightly, there's someone there ready to take him out, and it's just I can imagine for the donkeys from Shrek right now, it feels like they're being choked out slowly by Black Flag Sailors there. So they're
And,
looking to group up to take down the tier 2 bot tower. Just
yeah,
immediately
I think they're
gone.
gonna have a real easy time with these towers because they really don't have a lot of wave clear on Donkey's side, especially when there's a Baron up. That Annie's gonna really struggle, and the Vayne with her short range is gonna leave herself open to get damaged by the brand.
Yeah, and I mean, it's probably hard for them to even go in. Oh, I say that though, Panda's managed to find an ulti onto Moppo here. Zikan's running forwards, looking to get Noir, who's completely cut off from the rest of his team. Zikan expertly dodging away from the brand damage here, but Ict is managing to finish him off. As we see, Denzer lands a big ulti onto Jaded here. We'll have the reset. Looking for Donkey from Shrek 2 here, but misses out on that one and should be able to be stepped away here. I don't think it will result in Donkeys from Shrek 2 able to get the dragon here, but will delay, most likely delay Black Flag Sailors from taking it. So their ADC's been taken out and both summoners burned from Noir Tempest. Oh, Arc 6 Beatrice here, just dropping the ulti to do some significant damage onto Paka, but I don't know if he's able to walk up to take the tower. Doesn't decide on that.
Yeah, and I think Black Flag now are going to get their second dragon. They're going to equal the dragon count. As we go into the replay, it's a real shame that Alawi didn't have Baron here, because I'm sure the inhib would be dead if it was. But you saw the team fight, you saw Jarvan seeing an angle, breaking up the fight, getting the brand in the ult, and you saw the Vayne absolutely so close to taking off this fight. Just takes a little bit too much damage from the Jinx, otherwise I'm sure she would have killed the Poppy as well. But really impressive fight to find for the Donkeys from Shrek. It looked like they were running out of options, but they pulled a trigger, was very close to working, and really could have seen them get back into this game.
It is a fantastic use of the blast cone here. Wow, and now Denzer landing these ultimates, just completely taken over as he's just getting reset after reset. Just,
okay, he's finally starting to back up his pre-game claims that he was going to dominate this mid lane. He is starting to hit the Vex ults and really starting to take over this game.
100%. 100%. And I have to say, it's going to be getting scarier and scarier because I think it's quite hard unless they manage to find a really insane flash Tibbers from the Annie on a Jinx that's out of position. It's going to be so hard to get onto this Jinx with the Vex and Poppy if they're correctly peeling. I just think the Jinx, if she gets one reset in these fights, she can completely take over. But so we'll have to see if Donkeys from Shrek are able to find the Jinx before one of these fights. But even if the Jinx dies, I mean, they still have a ton of damage with the brand, the Vex, even the Alawi. So it's going to be quite a tough one. Hackers getting a soldier on for them.
Yeah, I didn't register about the Vex and the Jinx kind of resets in the fight, but that is a really good bit of synergy there. Jarvan tries to get away. And the problem is that you were talking about with the Annie trying to find the Jinx, is her build doesn't let herself to it.
Massive Jarvan ulti here. As it manages to get onto Noir Tempest, exactly what we were talking about, but Denzer absolutely wipes the Vayne here, takes out Paka as well. His damage is absolutely crazy in these fights as he goes for the reset. Doesn't quite manage to find Jaded, but wow, what a turn there. It looked so doomed for Black Flag Sailors, but the Vex managed to land a crucial combo onto the Vayne, and it just does, I think, 60% of the Vayne's HP there. Absolutely crazy.
That's exactly what you described would happen, just happened. You know, they got the good engaged, they picked off the Jinx, but there's so many threats. I mean, the Vex for a start, but let's not even mention the 3-item Alawi that just came in and cleaned up the end of that fight. Yeah, Donkeys are really lacking damage here, and it's starting to show. They do not have the damage to kill more than one member.
Yeah. A really excellent try, honestly, from Panda. Managed to find a really nice ulti.
Where did she go?
Yeah, Denzer just absolutely cleaning up this fight. Doing the job of many people there. Excellent work. And yeah, as said before, he's really proven himself in this series. I mean, he was the main mid laner for last split and had some really stand-up performances on some carry champions. So just making sure his name is known and is up there as one of the better carry mid laners in SLE.
Yeah, even when he's not a mid laner anymore. You think we're going to see the
Even
Vex
when-
in the jungle next week?
Maybe. I mean, maybe Denzer's brand's been getting banned quite a lot. Maybe we'll see Moppo's brand even getting banned. His second Baron just being taken here. Cleanly, no response at all from Donkeys from Shrek here. Don't even want to try and 3v1 Arc 6 Beatrice here. He's
Yeah,
that
and
much
this
of a
time,
threat
uh,
already. Seeing that. But they don't mind a 4v1 as they blow quite a lot to get Arc 6 Beatrix down here. She's using everything he can, but it's just not enough. I mean, a 5v1 situation. Although, Ictus doing a good job of trying to be a body to block people off here from getting into this. It's really nice Jinx ulti to cancel the recalls here. See if
They
Jinx
still have flash
can,
tibbers.
yeah. Oh, Zikan flashing away, using both summoners here to escape this threat. We'll see if that bites him in a future fight here.
Slowing down the recalls, see if they can turn that into a dragon, but I think they're going to have to
Yeah, I think
have
it's
another one before they can do that.
jaded. Playing with fire, absolutely almost no vision in the topside jungle there, just walking in blind, being the man of the team, and yeah, I've seen
They
that.
have the ward for the back door.
Yeah,
It's
the
only going to be Vex.
Yeah, it's still a tower up, so see if the Vex is able to get a TP in here. If she can solo a tower, good luck to her. But we'll we'll have to
You
see on that.
you do have to call out Arc 6 Beatrice for that play though. He had a lot of time. He didn't have to push up at that point. He had the Baron. His whole team had Baron as well. They had 2 inhibs down, and that should have been the end of the game. But they have given Donkeys another chance to get back into this.
Yeah, I mean, even I agree. He could have played it a bit slower, just drawn people over. I mean, I think he didn't get a TP. I don't believe he got a TP out from Packer here behind him. But yeah, just doing buying a lot of time. They do have to commit multiple members. As Ictus looks for a flash stun onto the Vayne here.
That's
No
a
summoner is
dead
available for the Vayne, and it's just completely blown up. No counterplay at all to that. I mean, the Emilio even ulted, I believe, but Zikan, no options afterwards, no flash, no ghost, nothing to get away from that. And this might just be the game going over here if they can play on the Jinx excited resets here. Maybe they can use that to get the tower here. Looks like it's going to be, and Donkey from Shrek 2 doing a nice try, trying to finish out the game, but I think Noratempst is just going to be taking down the Nexus here. An excellent job from Black Flag Sailors, despite being on an off-roll squad. Excellent work from Black Flag Sailors, who are taking game 1 of the series.
Yeah, it was a bit of back and forth early on. It seemed like Donkeys were getting the advantage in the kills, but the Alawi in the side lane was just a monster, and the pressure that she created just spread into the red side jungle, spread into the mid lane, and then spread across the whole map. And Donkeys didn't get another look in after about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that just spells how this game went. I mean, yeah, fantastically snowballed from Black Flag Sailors. Yeah, just excellently done. I'm looking forward to seeing game 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I want to see something other than the Vayne. I think there were windows where it could have snowballed into the mid game, but once it got late on, they just really didn't have the damage. The Annie's build didn't have enough damage. The Vayne wasn't supporting her stuns with enough damage, and they just weren't able to kill more than 1 or 2 members every fight before the rest of the team just died to the others that were left alive.
For sure.
But a really, really interesting game. I think both teams played really well. It was just a bit of a draft diff at the end of the day.
Yep, I think we'll be going into a short break now before for the second game. But we'll stay tuned, guys. We'll be back very shortly. We'll see you soon.
we're still of the night, gazing up at the sky. When the stars began to fade, dimming lanterns in our eyes, thought there was nothing to find. I stopped searching for a reason, just let the world embrace us. In the silence we are one. Can't escape from this feeling inside you. Release from heartache, you'll be fine. When the cracks start to let you run right through, I'll be there to help you shine.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for game 2 of the Black Flag Sailors versus Donkey from Shrek. Black Flag Sailors did manage to pick up game 1 in this series, and it looked like quite a dominant performance, especially from the top laner Arc 6 Beatrice here. And heading into game 2, what are we thinking Donkeys from Shrek 2 can do, maybe in draft or in the gameplay to fix some of their issues that they had in this game?
It's a tricky one because they did have the counter pick potential for the top lane to try and counter that in game 1, but now Black Flag Sailors are again going to be able to pick a really strong top laner into whatever Donkeys from Shrek pick. They are probably going to have an opportunity to ban out the Alawi and ban out another carry top lane, so hopefully they can nullify that a little bit. But in terms of how the draft is going to go, they just seem to be countered everywhere, at least in the solo lanes. So hopefully they can rectify that. And I do think they need to pick something that isn't the Vayne in the bot lane that can do a bit more damage and help them in the team fights.
Yeah, I'm especially interested to see how the ban phase will go here. It's the Seraphine's been banned away. I believe it was banned away by... Was it banned away by Donkeys from Shrek last game?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. So, keeping up that, the Anivia ban, I'll have to check on that one. Denzer, not. I haven't seen his Anivia before, I don't think. So it's an interesting one. I'm not sure. Maybe it's particularly counters a champ they're looking to take early in the draft here. Yun ban coming out as well. I'm guessing that's also for Denzer, because that doesn't sound to me too much like a champion Linus would play. So a lot of mid-focus bans here, it seems, and I think Black Flag Sailors keeping their bans the same. Donkeys from Shrek happy with their Jarvan pick. Take that first.
Yeah, so I think we're seeing exactly the same so far. Same bans, Donkeys looking in the Jarvan again, and Black Flag looking for the brand again. And I hope to see it mixed up a bit later on, but so far I think the Jarvan was fine. I just think it didn't have enough follow-up. The brand was definitely fine. But we do have the Jin this time instead.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
Black Flag
actually,
Sailors.
not the same bans from Black Flag, I could say, because they banned the Jinx, which they
of course
picked last game. So we'll have to see. Assuming not the Vayne too early in the draft again, but yeah, I mean, Jin. Interesting that they banned away the Jinx. I wonder if they were scared of it being first pick. They must have a lot of respect for this pick here. Orianna being taken, excellent combo with the Jarvan here. And
yeah,
Kai'Sa.
I was gonna say the Kai'Sa is probably what we're gonna see from the ADC player. Not dissimilar from the Vayne, but definitely doing more damage and more AoE damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
And can follow up the Jarvan a little bit better. Sorry.
Interested to see what kind of build he'll be going for in this game. I mean, I'm sure it hasn't decided already, but it will be interesting because there's like 3 builds. You can go like the crit on hit build, the hybrid build, and the full AP.
Yeah, the instant Lucian lock-in, and this will be Denzer, I think, in the mid lane to counter the Orianna.
Looking at his OP.GG, it is actually his most played champion this split. I believe they're mid lane games, so I'll have to do a quick check of that. It's the second rotation bans coming through here.
Yeah, so for the first 3 picks, we definitely have more damage from Donkeys for Shrek. We have the Jarvan, we have the Orianna, and the Kai'Sa. Definite team identity growing there, kind of going forward together. Cataclysm into the Orianna role is one of the oldest combos we have in League of Legends, and the Kai'Sa can definitely add a lot to that moving forward alongside them. it is a bit of an immobile start from the Brand and the Jin on the Black Flag Sailor side, so real potential lockdown for the Jarvan to secure that combo as we move into the second round of bans.
Interested. I've had a quick look at Denzer's history on the Lucian, and I couldn't find any solo queue games, or I couldn't find too many solo queue games, but I did see he played a custom game of it with mostly the same Black Flag roster, and he had an absolute pop-up performance, going 13, 4, and 11 on it in another tournament. I imagine it was a Sanctuary tournament. See the Rakan being locked in here. I'm actually kind of surprised to see the Rakan, to be honest, because when I'm looking at Black Flag's comp, what I'm looking at, or what I'm thinking, is that they're lacking someone who can actually walk first into the objectives, and I don't know if Rakan's quite tanky enough to be that person who can walk in first to objectives at the moment. So
no, but we did see some incredible roaming from the support of the Black Flag Sailors in the last game, and Rakan will do that just as well as the Poppy did. Although saying that, the Poppy is taken on the other side to really interrupt the Rakan's engages and his mobility around the map. So they're trying to match roaming with roaming there.
Mail hover, and it's actually locked in. Now,
Blind Camille, that feels punishable to me.
Well, I'm interested because so far, actually no, Packers had quite a mix of playing some carries. He's played the Rumble, he's played the Kled, but he's also played a couple of Ornn games. So it's interesting to see Blind Camille. I wonder if the Black Flag Sailors will have a pick that can punish it. Darius being locked in, I believe this is another signature Linus pick here. It's not showing up on his OPGG, maybe not as signature as I had thought. Maybe he's been watching some Los Murderetto VODs, picking up some tips on the Darius top airs.
Loss is a beast on Darius.
Yeah, it is. I think it's one of his signature champs for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Linus can have a similar level of performance on it. But
yeah, my immediate gut feeling is I prefer the Donkeys from Shrek comp. It has a clear identity, it has a lot of tools, it has the damage that their last comp did lack. But the Black Flag Sailors comp feels... I don't know. I thought the same about their comp last time and it turned out to be really good, but I can't kind of see what they're going for other than just strong champions everywhere, which is the vibe.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised to see Black Flag did not on R4 take the Poppy away. I mean, it's still fine into Jarvan, and it could have been a flex between top. They might have put it top into the Camille, taken R5 support. But so I'm surprised that it was actually able to be taken away by Donkeys from Shrek here. And I still think the Black Flag Sailors are going to have the issue of struggling to have someone that can actually walk first into the objectives unless they're just monstrously ahead. And I think it's going to be, because of that, it's going to allow Donkeys from Shrek to set up way more vision around objectives beforehand and maybe look for picks as people try to walk through their jungle. And it could be really, really scary, especially for this Jhin and Lucian in the mid and late game.
Yeah, you do have the Darius who can do that, but I know our top player always takes Flash and Ghost whenever he plays Darius, so it will be harder for him to be at the play. To walk in ahead of everyone. The Rakan's safe, it's very mobile. It can definitely dash around, and it can't get locked down by the Jarvan very easily, so it is quite safe in that regard.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see, because last game, Linus completely dominated in the top lane. I'm really interested to see if it'll be a similar story this game. If he's going to manage to get another 12-minute tier 2 top lane tower, he might be the GOAT of top lane for SLE. That's all I'm saying. But we'll have to see if he can prove himself in this one. Also interested to see how this mid matchup's going to go. Lucian mid not seen too often these days, and obviously Jarvan Orianna really strong. 2v2 combo. Lucian Brand lacking a bit of initial CC. I mean, if they don't land the Brand Q, it's going to be really hard to actually keep on to someone and DPS them unless they're on top of them, and I think it's quite scary if someone does get on top of them. If the Jarvan gets on top of Lucian or Brand,
Yeah,
probably
Lucian should
gonna-
be able to dash and avoid it. But what the Lucian and the Brand lack in CC and setup, they definitely make up for in damage. I think Lucian initially rose to prominence as a mid laner to a counter of like late game scaling mages like Orianna to really just get in her face, punish her early, and take a dominating lead and kind of push his advantage across the map from that. So it'll be interesting to see the mid lane. Definitely, I do think. Donkey's from Shrek mid laner, whose name is it's his. He's the namesake for the team, isn't he? Donkey's from Shrek 2. He definitely took the early initiative on the Annie last game into the Vex, but definitely got outscaled later on. Potentially will go in the other direction here, with the Black Flag Sailor mid lane having to take the initiative early and not let the Orianna get into the game.
What I'm another thing I'm really interested in seeing is, from my knowledge of the support from Donkey from Shrek, Jaded, is on these engage picks, he loves creating pressure all around the map. And if anything I can say about Ictus, the support for Black Flag Sailors from last game, is he was doing exactly the same thing. He was all around the map on his Poppy support, just creating pressure everywhere, pushing Panda out of his jungle at every opportunity. And I'm really interested to see how this will go now that they're both on support, on engaged champions. If it's just going to be a pure 1v1 in the bot lane as the two supports duke it out, running around the map and creating as much pressure as they can.
Yeah, Jada's got some big boots to fill stepping into the Poppy in this game. It really was an incredible performance from Ictus early on. It's pretty much after that play level 3, I think he went back to bot lane for about 5 minutes, and he was constantly creating pressure, letting the Brand get through what is arguably his weakest stage of the game in those kind of 5 to 15 minutes period, and really just accelerating him into the late game where he could do tons of damage and really make his impact there.
Indeed, 100%. I'll say, Donkeys from Shrek, we're coming into this, we're extremely confident in a 2. I believe both teams are probably pretty confident in a 2-0. I'm interested to see maybe if their spirits are a bit, Donkeys from Shrek spirits are a bit diminished after the first loss, or maybe they'll be more invigorated, hungry to get a win over the Black Flag Sailors here. I mean, they did respect that they were by far the best team that they've played against so far. So maybe they've picked up some tips, maybe put a bit more respect onto the Black Flag going into this game too.
Yeah, someone in chat is very convinced that Black Flag Sailors are going to win.
Really? Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm convinced that Donkeys, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I kind of view it as Donkeys from Shrek is going to take over this game. I hope so, to be honest. I'd love to see a 1-1, because after such a dominant performance from Black Flag Sailors, I'd love to see a similar level performance from Donkeys from Shrek.
Donkeys do have an equally passionate fan in the chat as well.
Perfect. As long as we've got passionate fans on both sides, I mean, that's what we're here for.
We have a bit of a delay getting into game, but I'm sure it's just loading up. There seems to be more technical issues recently getting into games. I know our mid laner, every time he gets into a game, it crashes his entire client and he has to restart. Plus, he was having lag spikes yesterday that led to him having to restart his PC.
He should just blame it on like the CCP in Vanguard or something like this. I don't know. It's what most people do these days. So I'm gonna start doing that if I lose any ranking, of course. My social credit wasn't high enough.
What rank are you out of interest?
Silver 2.
Okay, not bad.
Living the dream. I'm hoping to get my Victoria skin this split.
You just need to play a ton to get that nowadays, I think.
It's true.
Get
What about
the
you?
feeling you
What
don't
rank are you?
spam it. Diamond 3 at the moment.
Holy.
We're
Jesus.
trying to practice. I was doing a lot of duo queue with Lost yesterday to try and get him out of Emerald 2, actually. We went on a bit of a win streak, but sadly it didn't translate into our official game, and we got smashed by arguably the lowest ranked team in the entire league. So, but we won't talk about that. You know, it's a learning curve. We're a new team. We've got a lot of things to learn, and we learned a lot yesterday. So.
Excellent.
Watch this space.
That's the beauty of this tournament, though. That the weaker teams. I mean, that there's been some teams who, for example, were like, I don't know, 15th seed in last split and still managed to go quite decently far in playoffs. So
yeah,
it can happen,
if we miss the playoffs, but I'm confident that we're gonna improve and get better and challenge the grubbers next time we meet.
Let's go. That's really what SLE is all about, is beating the grubbers. As we see, invade from donkeys from Shrek here. Maybe just looking to get some vision here. Don't actually drop any wards here. Oh, Panda sneaks back in, drops the ward on the red buff here. As we see also Zikan using his ward to defend hit the bot jungle here. Doesn't actually really want to go and defend the
Oh, what are they doing? No!
Did they not quite get the
So impressed you could see that over the wall. It looked like he knew exactly what he was doing, and then he just walks out of reach. Okay, it's fine. They know they know. So they know they know they know.
Yeah, this is true.
And we'll see how that plays out.
Being chunked out a bit here. Level 1 Jaded, juking just back into the knockup from Ictus here. As Ictus drops a ward as well. I don't think it was pinged away by donkeys from Shrek here. So Jaded actually goes from a completely winning trade, well punished by Ictus, manages to hit the knockup and makes it quite even here. The junglers
they managed to keep it going for the perfect amount of time, and he got the 4th shot off to really punish the Poppy for staying a little bit too long.
Yeah. Dark Harvest on the Jhin as well. I mean, usually it's between Fleet and Dark Harvest on Jhin. I'm not sure what's most popular at the moment, but I know Dark Harvest is the Chad gamers' choice for sure. Yeah, this true. The fleet is quite nerfed for range these days, so could just be the Dark Harvest is basically the only viable option. See, Jaded BMing here or having to give up all CS and complete lane pressure is, yeah, just the push advantage for Black Flag Sailors here once again in the bot lane and in the top lane even and in the mid lane, pushing all 3 lanes here. See Danzer looking in for a ward, spotting out the Jarvan on the Raptors there.
Yeah, so importantly, Denzer does see the German this time and isn't going to fall to a gank like he did level 3 last game, so that's an improvement in the mid lane. Oh, we already got a kill!
Oh, but somehow Rakan manages to fall in the bot lane. It looked like a situation where it's just simply impossible for Black Flag Sailor, either of Black Flag Sailor's bot lane to die there. Not quite sure what happened in that
Donkeys
case.
didn't even take any damage.
Yeah. The last time we saw them full HP, 2 seconds later, Rakan's in the graveyard.
I can only imagine he must have W'd in, and then the Poppy had her W to keep him there, got a slam into the wall, and then the ignite was enough to kill him?
Suppose so. I mean, I'm quite surprised that was even enough. I mean, Ictus must have been surprised too. Didn't use either summoner there. So, yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
And Panda down in the bot lane here. Waves pushing in for Black Flag, so they don't have to step up too much here. Ooh. Perfectly timed W from Rakan there, able to dodge out of the poppies. I'm not even sure what that spell's called. Lavaganders.
Slam.
Steadfast charge or something? Or pack up.
Yeah, but I think steadfast presence is a different spell.
Is the W for sure. Heroic charge. I'm just going to call it slam.
Charge.
Back from Shrek 2. Actually, man, 4 HP and mana here. I'm quite surprised about that. Not a single potion or... It's just been a complete farm fest, it seems like, in the mid lane. Although, Denzer is slowly being poked out here.
Ictus is really
Oh,
playing with
Jada
fire
looks for
here.
Flash knock up there, but misses as Ictus's knock up also misses. But Nora Tempest now under fire. Might have to blow a summoner here. Zikan flashes in with the W and completely one-shots Nora Tempest through the barrier. Once again, just not expecting the burst at all. And manages to, doesn't even flash away from it. Picks up the crit cloak here, which is...
Oh, Camille getting a solo kill.
What is going on in this game? There's just kills
We
everywhere.
keep missing these, but we cannot blame the observer because these are out of nowhere and
Moppo
instant.
might be looking to pick up Paka here. I don't know if he'll be able to escape from this one as he just goes for the execute, but it was wave state. You've got to be... You can't be happy about this wave state, but nothing more he could really do about it, to be honest. So Arc
No, he was trying to get it in, but Moppo reacted well.
Yeah, yeah. And once again, Ictus just doing what he does best in the top side, creating havoc for the Jarvan. Gonna cancel his base here. Yeah, just being a complete nuisance the entire game. Insane the amount of pressure. When you watch this on Spectate, it doesn't seem like much, but playing against this kind of thing in game is the most infuriating thing that can possibly happen. It is terrible.
Yeah. As a jungler, I definitely agree. Just get the hell out of my jungle, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And it's been an explode. Okay, we're going to get a fight on around the grubs this time.
Yeah,
They're not just going to hand it over to the Brand for free.
Might be tough to contest though, honestly, because Brand does clear the Krugs so incredibly fast. Arc 6 Beatrice is going to be getting some damage down with Paka here, but isn't level 6, so might struggle a bit. Ignite comes through, lowering the healing of the...
Oh, the shockwave was amazing!
Massive, or not quite massive, R from the Lucian there. Might be able to walk away here. Panda is just knocking down Moppo. Moppo trying his best to dodge the flag and drag here, but the Poppy... Wow!
Oh,
amazing
beautiful!
Flag and drag here. I don't know if it's going to lead to anything more. Nice flash from Donkey from Shrek too. Picking up the double kill for himself there.
Much better start from Donkey from Shrek. They've got all the kills, which they did get last game, but they also have a gold lead to match it this time. And they just...
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean with the shot. I didn't actually notice that initially in the fight, but yeah.
I was like, something just moved them. What could it have been?
That is crazy. And yeah, really respectfully played from Panda here. Holds his flag and drag to make sure Moppo's spending most of his time dodging back and forth and manages to get the double knock up on the EQ at the end.
Yeah, you can see why he was confident to pick up this Jarvan again. He knew, even though they lost the first game, he was still able to have a big impact early. They just weren't able to translate it with that.
Wow, the spacing from Moppo there was actually really nice. It backstepped slightly for Zikan as he tried to get one cheeky auto in. Pulled him forwards. Nora Tempest recognizes that, uses it to get the snare down on the Kai'Sa, and it's a kill from basically nowhere. But Donkey from Shrek once again picking up the early dragons. It seemed like a team that can always pick up dragons no matter how the game's going. They're able to get the early dragons. Oh, and Arc 6 Beatrice just killing Paka is such a bloodthirsty top lane. Solo kills going left and right.
Yeah.
I don't
the
even
map
know
is just
who's
exploding with solo kills.
Yeah.
I have heard it is Darius favoured slightly, so even though Camille has had the best of the early game, once Darius has his ult, which he has, he does have the flash and the ghost against the Camille's lack of any kind of movement summoners. So Camille does have the zip line to escape, but the flash and the ghost of Darius are going to let him keep up with her. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more solo kills in that matchup as well.
Strike 2. Trying to dodge his way. Actually manages to dodge away from Ictus, who's at almost 9 minutes still level 3 in this game, and Jaded level 4. These two supports have just been running around the map, absolutely terrorizing both teams. Maybe even their own a little bit.
I get the desire to want to roam the whole time, but at some point you do need that ult on Rakan. It can make a big impact on team fights, and they are going for the early team fights, looking like they are wanting to fight for the grubs. So ahead of that next objective or the next dragon, we do really need to see them hurry up and get the level 6. Poppy's ult is good, but it's certainly not as impactful, or it can be impactful in a team fight, but it's not as core to the comp of Black Flag Sailors as the Rakan ult will be, as being one of their only engaged tools, and an incredibly powerful one at that.
Yep. The Jin has also managed to pick up a BF sword on a base, which is an absolutely massive buy. Arc 6 Beatrice ghosting in here. Well, he flashes to get the hook in. Moppo might be able to land the stun here. Barely misses the stun. Oh, but will still be going onto the bleed here. Wow. Almost had the juke shoes there. Managed to dodge out of the queue. Didn't quite manage to get out of the Brand W. Really nice movement there from Moppo. And the Jarvan ultimate used to force Moppo's flash here. I wonder if that'll be punished now that it's on cooldown. I mean, Jarvan ulti, of course, has a much lower cooldown than flash, so they might be able to use that combo, Jarvan Orianna combo together to kill Moppo in the future. You see here, and trying to jump onto Denzer, but Denzer does have his flash available if the Orianna ulti comes up. No Jarvan ulti available either for the combo. We'll just be trying to use this time to get the grubs as Camille's fighting the Jin in the bot lane as well. And Jaded. Oh, and they actually
already punishing the lack of flash.
Yeah, there you go. That's the time Camille manages to solo kill Noir eventually. It's quite a scrappy long fight there in the bot lane, but and the Kaiser going for a solo kill. Oh, nice ultimate there, but
And level 4 Rakan really starting to fall behind in this one.
Yeah,
not got any gold, not got any XP. It's an easy kill for the Kaiser, and even gets the exhaust out as well.
Yeah, very seems like very snowbally teams, these two. They're once they get a lead, they run with it, but it seems like Ictus always trying to make action on the map, but just falling short. Seems to be maybe a bit too behind in these skirmishes to actually convert his aggression to a fight win.
Someone in the chat asked if Donkeys from Shrek played with this. Oh no, if Black Flag Sailors played with this lineup game 1, they did.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of lane swaps as opposed to their normal roster, but this is the team that they're playing with today.
Yeah. It's interesting as well because Noir Tempest. I got rid of the multi. My bad. I had it up that what their original roles are. I believe Moppo's a support main. So it's interesting to see him. He's performing quite well in the jungle, despite that fact.
Definitely in game number 1, and he was having great awareness to really know when he could use his support to push into the enemy jungle. So I don't know if it's his support main instincts calling Poppy up there, level 3, to help him steal the camps, or if it's...
Completely lied, he's a jungle man.
Okay.
Noir Tempest plays ADC as well. Oh, as Denzer locking down or getting onto Pack here. Nicely using the movement speed to dodge away from the
as the Jin falls in the bot lane.
Jin just getting completely dove. Yeah. And ulting onto Denzer, forcing out his flash. Wow, this is just constant action. This is exactly what I'd expect from a game featuring these two supports. Ictus desperately looking to try and cancel the TP here.
Still level 5.
Doesn't manage to land the W, goes down here, and Denzer might be following shortly too.
Yeah, finds himself deep in enemy territory without a flash.
Yeah, and he's going down. I wonder if
nearly picks up a
Shrek 2 will actually be able to survive this here. It does manage to clear most of the minion wave away, but Moppo, nice position in here.
Oh, beautiful.
Really nicely held the brand Q there. But Donkey Kong Shrek 2 did manage to actually defend the tier 1 tower from falling, so got some value there. I believe it would be the it wouldn't be the first tower actually, because the first tower already fell in bot lane, but protected the final plate.
Alright, let's take stock of where we are. I feel like we're a bit all over the place because everything's happening everywhere all at once. Okay, so Donkeys have a huge kill lead. It has translated into a 4k gold lead as well. They have 2 dragons, 4 grubs, really taken over this map so far. but the brand is staying relevant. He's got some kills, but everywhere else they're kind of falling apart. The Darius counter pick really hasn't started to have an impact yet.
It's
And everywhere else on the map, Donkeys is winning.
It's interesting to see actually that the Orianna, despite the kill and assist lead, is actually even in items. Well, aside from the boots, basically even in items with the Lucian here, has done a pretty decent job of keeping up. Just hasn't been able to actually find any good fights there. As Arctic's Beatrice forced to use both summoners. Really nice flank from Jaded there as Ignite burned, but definitely worth it to get both the summoners out of Darius here. And
Yeah,
you're gonna look.
stop him even longer.
Yeah, it looks to cancel that recall, and every single time you cancel one of these recalls, so punishes. Ictus is falling.
Still level
again.
5, by the way.
Yeah, both summoners available as well. I think they're really not expecting this Kaiser Burst. There's Moppo gonna be forced to flash again. I believe his flash just came back up as well. So every single time this summoner is up, it's immediately being burned.
Yeah, getting maximum use out of that summoner. But I do feel like this this series has kind of been the story of Poppy, you know? Poppy getting around the map, making more of an impact than the enemy support. It was against the Emilio in the first game, which you would have expected. But in this game, the early death from the Rakan seems to have set him a bit too far behind. We never actually got to see what killed him in the original fight, but he did die level 2. And since then, he really hasn't been able to do anything.
Noir Tempest. I don't know if he's going to be able to escape here. Oh, nice damage onto the Jarvan there. Good movement here as well. But it is going to end up falling. Doesn't burn any summoners. Well done. But do manage to trade for the tier 1 mid tower here. This is, I would say this is pretty worth for Black Flag.
Yeah, and they get the turret in the top lane as well. So really a good chunk of gold there for Black Flag as they managed to keep the gold at around the 4k level even while losing more deaths. So playing the map a bit better. But it always feels good to get kills on the side lane, and if you can, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean...
Other than the fact it cost you 2 towers.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of... Also, very common theme with the Black Flag Sailors here. Always, I mean, you can tell they've got excellent resilience here with the way they're playing. Despite what's happening, they're keeping a cool head, they're making sure to make cross-map plays every single time, or most of the time that a play's being made, so can't fault them too much. They're a bit of a rough early game, but
yeah, they're definitely hanging on in there. I think even though it's 14 to 4 kills, you know, they haven't got bounties yet, so that tells you the game is quite close. But they are Donkeys are keeping the pressure up.
Yeah,
and starting to steal Morpho's jungle here, so we'll see how he likes it after stealing all of the enemy jungle in the first game.
It does feel a lot like Jaded has just downloaded Ictus from game 1, and he's just playing exactly the same, just constantly in the jungle, trying to force Moppo out, making plays with Panda here. And
speaking of Ictus, he does have his ult now.
He has managed to reach level 6, and has both summoners available as well, so might be able to look for a combo here. Zikan looking for a bit of poke onto Ictus, didn't have the Q available, I assume. Oh, there's Pandas going in. Not able to get in range for the ultimate, but you can see why teams are banning Panda's Jarvan. He is absolutely dominant on this champ when he's got it in his hands. Even last game, where the game was pretty doomed for Donkeys from Shrek, he was still making some excellent picks.
Yeah, and they're going to secure themselves a 3rd dragon after successfully keeping them out of the bot lane.
Yeah.
Not getting any vision. Here we go, the ult's in.
Once again, Black Flag Sailors constantly making cross-map plays. They are aware they're giving up the dragon. They commit 3 to try and get the tier 2 top tower. They dive P.A.K.K.A, take the top side of jungle. They're going to trade something for it. I wonder how Donkeys from Shrek will respond to this. Looks like they're just
it's really well played. And I like to see it a lot. I was casting a game last week against a team, and the team that was losing was just watching the first 3 dragons die, just falling further and further behind. Then there was so much gold on the map that they could have taken, and Black Flag Sailors are identifying that. I'm sure it's all their experience after playing together for so long.
or Donkey from Shrek 2 might be able to defend the tower here, but no, Arctic Beatrice may be able to escape here with their life, but Jaded is on the flank, looking to try and take him up, but don't know if they're going to
Panda
reach
as well.
him. And also looking to flank here. Don't know if Arctic Beatrice has the flash available. Managed to get a nice Q, but nope,
so
ends
much
up dropping in
damage.
the end.
Yeah, we didn't see it there, but there is a lot of synergy between Poppy and the Jarvan. I mean, you can play Jarvan with champions like Nautilus, and you can't hook over the ult. But with Poppy, you can E into the ult and even slam them into the side of the ult with that created terrain. So a lot of synergy there.
Yeah, indeed.
As Black Flag Sailors are looking for more turrets, they have killed 4 so far to Donkey from Shrek's 3. So that's the one part of the game where they do have an advantage.
Just his aggression is being very punished this game, and just constantly Donkeys from Shrek are able to find Ictus wherever he's lurking, and yeah, picking up another kill on him. I'm not sure how I rate the holding of the sums. I'm not sure if it's tactically good or bad. Maybe it'll be useful in the future to hold the flash for a potential flash, ult flash W.
The Baron gets started.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be hard for Black Flag Sellers to get any wards on this. All their trinkets are down at the moment, so I won't be able to look into here at the moment. Jaded walking up.
Great ult from Jaded.
Knocks Moppo away as he's trying his best to block the Jhin ultimate shots here from stealing the Baron, and does manage to block it. And Panda picks out the Baron there. Really well played from Jaded. Excellent awareness there to make sure Moppo got out so he couldn't go for a smite steal, and stops Storm Tempest from stealing with the Jhin ultimate.
Oh, and he gets it. Yeah, that was not done quite yet.
Weird. Jarvan ultimate. I'm not sure how that managed to happen, but Ictus now going in with the ultimate. Still doesn't use exhaust or flash there, and yeah, Denzer will be following suit as well. And just constantly flagging and drag. He sees a champion, he flag and drags towards him. Doesn't matter if they're in range or not. He is running at them. He's absolutely becoming their sleep paralysis demon. Donkey from Shrek 2, amazing Orient ulti. Zon uses to drop the tower aggro. Flashes out of the brand combo. Panda might be dropping here because of it. Yep, does go down. Jaden might be following suit shortly, but
this is what you save the flash for.
W's in, but I don't know if anything's going to come of this. Jaded, nice sidestep of the Jhin W there. Exhaust also thrown onto the Kai'Sa, but doesn't actually change anything in this situation as Ictus falls once again.
Yeah, Donkey's looking great here. I just want to go back to the Baron fight and say how important it was that Poppy hit that ult, because it was a very early Baron and they were taking a lot of damage, and they are not that far, or they were not that far ahead at the time. So even though Black Flag Sailors' tools are limited, they did have the flash ult from the Rakan, they did have a lot of people in the area, so it was so important that Poppy disengaged that fight, and it allowed them to secure the Baron, and it's allowed them to get an even further gold lead and really start to put this out of reach for the Black Flag Sailors.
Yep. You can also see Pekka testing which walls you can go over with the E. Unfortunately, the wolf wall, the big wolf wall, is not one of them. So that's a bit of knowledge added to the repertoire. You've got to make these mistakes to learn. To learn.
Yeah, pretty low stakes time to do it. So
exactly. So looking to completely take over. Exactly like I said, they're going to look to take over. It's really hard for Black Flag Sailors to send someone to actually walk through and face check into the jungle. Even Zekan just running straight forward into Ictus. No fear in this man's eyes. One bit. Just running straight at Ictus. And Jaden finds an amazing flash engage onto the Rakan. Lucian and Kai'Sa dueling it out. Jaden manages to ulti away.
Here comes Darius from the flank.
Yeah, Darius with a massive flank here as Panda's trying to tank up the ultimate.
He's ghosted in, he's got the flash as well.
Has flash available.
He misses the E!
Oh, Zekan manages to flash away from it. Will he be able to survive the amazing knockup from Panda? And it's just going to be a complete CC chain to take down Arctic Beatrice. A really nice try though from Linus here. But just a great flash response from Zekan to
Jaded. it's a shame that Poppy wasn't the same player in both games, because if it was, then they would get MVP for this week, no questions asked. Both Poppies have had huge impact on these games, and really it has been the defining champion of this series.
It makes you wonder, is it just the best camp in the entire game?
Certainly, if you see some mobility on the enemy team and you see an angle for it, it's incredibly powerful. I think it's the only champion that can be that triple flex at the moment. So if you are doing your world's pick'ems and you want to pick your champion that's played in most roles, I think Poppy is a solid bet as always for that, to get a free 50 points in that competition. But yeah, if your jungle support or top lane isn't playing Poppy, make them run it in solo queue a little bit and make them pick it up, because you are seeing here how much of a strong pick it is.
Yeah. Make them run it, of course. Use the not as to make them intentionally feed, of course. We don't condone that here in the SLE. And Arx's Beatrice just being absolutely ganged up on. And now, at this point, Black Flag Sailors don't really have an option to make a cross-map play as they all group up to take down Linus here. And he doesn't quite have the same pressure in this game anymore, as is nowhere near as much of a threat as he was in the previous game. As Jaded finds a nice little stun up onto Ignis there, but Mopo does some nice return damage, so it's quite an even trade in the end. Jaded's quite low. I imagine he'll want to look for a reset shortly, but might be able to take down the tier 2 tower here, as Mopo finds a nice stun, but isn't able to follow up on it, and does end up getting engaged on for overstepping to even think of hurting Zikan, and Panda might end up falling here to the Jin.
Yeah, not sure about that one, Panda.
Really did not want Donkey from Shrek dying there, despite the fact I don't think either of them had a bounty. Ignis holds the W, but just not quite for long enough, and Zikan. Oh, but does manage to get a nice exhaust there.
Jaded.
Not enough
Jaded.
though.
What a beast in this game. 1-0-19, unkillable, making plays left, right, and center.
Yeah,
Fantastic performance from him.
The jungle support synergy from Black Flag Sailors in game 1 and Donkeys from Shrek in game 2 is just incredible. Incredible. Always walking around together, always making plays together. Both of these teams seem to be really dominant mid and late game teams.
Yeah, it's very different style with the Poppy and the Brand versus the Poppy and the Jarvan. The Poppy and the Brand able to exert an immense amount of pressure on the map and eventually just secure every kind of neutral objective, sorry, that's the word. Whereas in this game, it's just been Poppy and Jarvan running around, just smash bros, just killing everyone, trapping them with the Poppy, securing them with the Cataclysm, and really just... Yeah, very, very interesting to see the two different playstyles of Poppy, but that speaks to even more how much of a strong, versatile champion she is in this meta.
For sure, for sure. Black Flag Sailors had a decent bit of damage onto Panda there. Didn't want to commit too far forwards. Didn't really have... well, they had an idea of where Donkeys from Shrek were. Didn't think they were strong enough for the fight. Completely understandable. Denzer in the bot lane now. I wonder if he'll TP up to try and contest this Baron, or if they will even try to contest the Baron at all.
I don't think they can.
Just kind of, yeah. Looks like Arx's Beatrice. Then I'll just get my top lane wave. Maybe we can get the tier 2 bot lane tower. But we're definitely not contesting the Baron here.
Yeah, I think they'll have to give up an inhib here. But I do think, as opposed to the last game, the Black Flag Sailors do still have a lot of damage. They do have wave clear to kind of keep safe. Jaded not able to quite find it that time.
Denzer's recall actually got cancelled by the Camille there, just barely. I believe it was quite near the last second there. I thought it was a really nice timing from Denzer. Could have been able to get a timer where they had the numbers advantage and looked for a fight, but I mean, amazingly done from Pekka. Knew that Lucian was recalling in that bush and cancelled him last second.
Yeah, that is a bit of a shame. And what I was just trying to allude to with the holding of the inhibs really doesn't take much effect here now that they have a 5v4 with all their incredible engage tools. I think if Black Flag Sailors try to defend this, they are going to just die and end the game.
Yeah. Oh, Panda going in. Gets an ultimate onto Nora Tempest, but with the Orianna combo, just absolutely one-shots the Jin here. Mopo, Zhonya's is, but will be falling himself soon too. And I think this is probably be the end of the game. We'll have to see. Zikan,
Going
maybe,
for his pentakill.
maybe looking for a penta here, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Might not be able to end the
No.
game as a result of this, honestly. Arc 6
I think they
Beatrice
got
looking
time.
here. Oh, nope, do manage to... Oh, wow, nice try from Linus there. As Donkey from Shrek 2 might be falling still, yet Denzer managed to pick him up. But
Unofficial penta.
unofficial penta. It's good enough. And another performance from Zikan here, just like last week. Went 20-1. This time goes 18-1. So
Yeah, I
maybe
was
enough.
watching it. Wasn't quite able to get 20-1 at the end, but
No.
18-1 is very respectable.
Yeah, it's an absolutely amazing series here. I mean, jaded on these engage picks as well. Just completely dominating the map. Always able to find amazing angles for stuns, just like Black Flag Sailors Ichthys did in the first game. But yeah, it just seems as you said earlier in the games, story of Poppy seems to be in this series.
Yeah, and it might be a bit of recency bias, but definitely want to give Jaded the MVP of that entire series based on that play. But I do think Ichthys did an equally good job in the first game. But like we said, it was just a bit of a different style playing with the Brand versus playing with the Jarvan. Definitely much more flashy playing with the Jarvan because you get a lot more kills. And I think he was probably up to about 24 assists by the end of that game as a Poppy, which is just fantastic play. But a 1-1 series at the end of everything, which seems fair, I think. Both teams had big pop-off games. Both teams definitely deserve to win the games that they won and lose the games that they lost.
I don't know. I might also be having recency bias. Maybe not, or maybe I'm just stupid because I don't really remember the first game too much. But in my eyes, Moppo is my MVP of the series. I feel like he always made a really nice cross map every time. In both games, he was always looking for something on the other side of the Jarvan, and he. I mean, in the first game especially, he was extremely dominant, taking away the jungle. Yeah, I think Moppo is my MVP of this game, and he had some really nice brand mechanics too, for sure.
Well, a solid game in both games. I think a lot of players had solid games in first games. I just think both teams were let down in the first games. Donkeys from Shrek by their top laner, and in the second game, Black Flag Sailors by their support. I don't know what if I had to say which team played the series better, I think probably Black Flag Sailors. I think Donkeys from Shrek kind of lost. They tried to make it back in through smashing their heads against Black Flag Sailors, but Black Flag Sailors always came out on top of all those engages, even if they were close at times. Whereas I think Black Flag Sailors played the map very well. They were quite far behind, but able to pull back a lot of the gold by making clever macro plays. Even if they were let down a bit, but I think mostly that was because Poppy just kept smashing them again and again.
Yeah, I mean, you can clearly tell that Black Flag Sailors have got some very experienced players. Their macros just really nice, especially for this level of gameplay. It's much higher than you'd see in any kind of solo queue game for sure. Yeah, fantastic series. I loved casting it. It was a wonderful series to watch, and I'm glad to have had you by my side to cast with me, Oliver. It's been amazing having you here.
Yeah, right back at you, Shade. That's a great series, and I'm glad we got to see it. Very competitive teams that I'm sure we're going to see in playoffs, and maybe both have deep runs in the playoffs as well as they kind of grow through the season. So really looking forward to see how both teams progress.
And don't know if we have. Do you have anything more to say on this series? Because I'm out of things to say. Or we
No,
ready
I
to pass
just
on
think
to
great game, both teams.
Mhm.
Look, good luck in your next round on Sunday.
Yeah. Same from me. And do not go anywhere. There's an absolutely amazing series coming up next that you will not want to miss. It's it's not Assassin's Creed. It's Eternal Blizzard versus Deadly Chi, cast by Dutch and Jordy. Two amazing players and casters. You will not want to miss it. Stick around. They'll be here shortly for that series.
Yeah, two of our 4-0 teams as well. So really the best of the best at this stage in the Swiss format. All right.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly with that series. Stick around. You will not regret it.
Yeah, man.
Gripping with my cold hands, the shapes I used to take.